It's a tough league.
What'd you make of the fight late after falling behind by that much to be able to get back in and have a chance to tie it?
Yeah, the second half was terrific. The first half, we didn't play well. They played great. We had some controllable things that we didn't do well, and it's 16 points at halftime, and we threw away 2 balls in transition. Those are controllable. We had situations where we were fouling unnecessarily. Those are the things that we need to fix. Second half we played with a lot more presence, and it was the difference was obvious.
I know hasn't been about stats for you with Jarris, but he did have quite a few of them tonight. What did you like about his process and the way he played today?
Yeah, he played well.
What do you think has just changed from him since Ben's gotten back? It seems like he's been kind of in more comfortable situations. He's been more efficient.
Who?
Jarris. I feel like since Ben's been back, he's come off the bench a little bit. It seems like he's been in some situations where he's been a little more comfortable. He's been a little more efficient. Certainly seemed like he was more efficient tonight. How has Ben coming back changed things, and also just how have you seen his approach change?
How has Ben coming back changed Jarris?
Jarris, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But look, we need everybody. Jarris really gave us a lift in the second half, and we need what he can do. He can make shots on the perimeter. He drove the ball well. He has the ability to be a difference-making defender and rebounder, and he showed that some in the second half. And I think with everybody on our team, everything's got to start with your level of presence, your disposition, defensively, friction, all those kinds of things. And then, offense flows from there. It's a hard league to score in right now. And the best thing to help you score is stops and rebounds.
What you mentioned him driving. It seemed like he got at the rim, I think, for three big layups in that stretch. Just what did you like about? It seems like sometimes he stopped for floaters in the past. It seemed like he really had some conviction getting to the rim tonight and finishing there. What did you like about his drive game, and how have you seen him grow as far as driving the basketball is concerned? Yeah,
he was taking direct angles at the hoop. His outside shooting is an enormous threat. So people are coming up on him. And that opens up wider gaps and the opportunities to read the defense and drive and get downhill. So, yeah, I mean, those situations are awesome for us and for him. And we just got to try to facilitate ways to create more of them.
TJ obviously has been working his way back through this hamstring thing. I mean, what did you it seemed like this was kind of the freshest he's been maybe physically. What did you like about his game, and how much do you think just the steals he got, especially in that stretch, help key the rest of that group and get everybody going?
Well, he's a major he's of major importance to us because of the energy he brings, how he sparks the crowd at home. He gives his teammates a lift with whatever's happening, good or bad. He was just an upbeat guy, So, and it's pretty clear that he's starting to feel a lot better and a lot more in rhythm. And, there's no NBA player that isn't a rhythm player on some level, and it's important. And so he's worked hard at it. He played great tonight. He kind of got to the point where, he was pretty well spent, and so we got to get him recharged for the next one.
Just how important was it to get, I guess, a lot of contributions from a lot of guys tonight? We talked the other night about there wasn't a whole lot of production from the bench of the guys outside of Ben and Andrew and TJ and Pascal. You had some big buckets from Jay Huff, from Jeremiah Robinson Earl. We talked about Jarris and TJ. Just what did it mean to get a lot of guys involved tonight?
Yeah, I mean, this is a we thing. This is an us thing. And difficult times. We really got to be together. And in the second half, we were. But there's some avoidable things that we've got to do better with. There was less than 30 seconds in the second quarter where Jay picks up an illegal screening foul where he just moves slightly, but it's a foul. And then the next time down, he goes up to block a shot on Duncan Robinson and comes down like this instead of just staying vertical. And, those are discipline things. And it was him in those two particular instances. But we're having similar type things that happen throughout the game that we need to avoid.
I guess, what do you guys think you did well as far as correcting that? I mean, I think you mentioned, we talked about third quarters after the last game, and you said we got to do better at halftime. What do you think you guys did better to cut down on some of those in the second half and sort of, I guess, refocus everybody?
I mean, we had it down, I think, to 8, and then it ended up being 13 at the end of the quarter, and we've just got to work to maintain a consistent disposition on the game. So in other words, it's always better to play from in front when you can. Last week against Charlotte, we were able to do that. And right now, we're playing good teams that are hot. And so, when you dig a hole and then you're able to get almost out of the hole, and then they make that 4-0 or 5-0 run right back at you, it's a killer. So, everything's connected. Everything's connected. I really believe our guys understand that, and they're all trying. They're all trying. Maybe in some ways, maybe they're trying too hard. But we've got to just be fearless and just let it all hang out.